we just finished beating Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Woo!
For the Super Nintendo. I should probably add that it's Turtles in Time.
Mm-hmm. Great game.
It is a pretty good game. It is based off of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time arcade cabinet that came out. Might have came out at the end of the 80s, or it might have been really early, beginning of the 90s. But that's a sequel to the Nintendo one that was also based off of the arcade machine that came out in the 80s.
Right.
And it was a really good game. I would say it's better. The port to the Super Nintendo is better than the actual arcade cabinet. But that's just how I feel. I'm here with Disconnected.
Hey guys.
A newcomer to the website of basementkings.com. And I figured I would debut him on my show, the Co-op Campaign.
Glad to be here.
So any specific memories before we jump into the questions about Turtles in Time?
Memories. Oh.
Just something that, just pops in, boom. Just a fond memory.
One day, I was on a bridge.
And I saw foot soldiers, and I'm like, man, this reminds me of Turtles in Time. And then I beat them up.
Awesome. I loved it.
I had to call my friend so we could come down and beat them up together.
And I was like, what can we call this? No, I played this game a lot in my childhood, and it was really one of those iconic games for me. And I loved playing it again. I really wanted to.
Yes. Well, let's just dive into the questions, shall we?
Absolutely.
How are the controls? Is it easy to... Wait, just break shit! I'm on it. Starting a question, you're breaking crap.
That's the reason I really came here.
I fed you, and now you're breaking my shit.
That's what I do.
How were the controls? Were they easy to pick up, remember? Were you confused?
Oh man, I was so confused by it. I mean, I'm more of like a one-button kind of guy, so having 2 buttons in here just made it so much more difficult.
Oh no, 2. There were 4 buttons on the controller.
Not that I used. I had 2. There was jump and there was attack, and that's it.
What were the other 2 buttons? They
The
were...
other 2, I didn't use them.
I don't know. I don't think maybe they were just alternatives to the current buttons. I don't know. There was the L and R. I don't know what they did.
No idea.
For all we know, you pushed the button, everything died on the screen.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The win button.
I knew there was an attack. I jumped in there. I went attack, and I said, "Okay, I'm good. Let's do this."
Now, I'll just say we'll head right into gameplay because this covers in the gameplay. Was the gameplay fun? Was it tedious? I'm gonna answer this question first. So you. I like the fact that even though you're pounding one button most of the time in the game,
yep,
your character's animations did so much different things. Like you would do your 3 normal weapon attacks, and then you do the kind of your weapon spins the crap
some
around.
Crazy stuff, throwing stuff all over the place.
Yeah, and like if an enemy came up behind you, your character, without you having to do anything extra, would just kick, back kick this guy right in the face. Right in the face!
It was great for that. The game was really smart in that way.
And I didn't realize this till after going into the options, but I thought this was a Sega Genesis because there's another game called Hyperstone Heist. And in there's a manual run button. And I'm like, well, that's weird. Why would they do that? If you go into options, you can turn your run on manually in the Super Nintendo version. I was like, oh, okay, I guess it was there. It's auto on, just in the Super Nintendo version. Now, I know your favorite move to do in the entire game was to throw these foot soldiers at the screen.
That was great.
Now, do you have anything to add about gameplay, onto anything?
I thought that was really innovative the way they did it. It really brings in the person that's playing the game rather than just having someone mashing buttons over there.
Yes. It kind of, as little strategy as there is, that kind of added a strategy to it. Because you sometimes would just grab them by the wrist, and you just start slamming them all the crap all over the place, and hitting their friends with them.
Right. That was great.
And for as little buttons as you use, you could do so much with just that one button.
Yeah.
Just depending on how you're controlling yourself with the D-pad.
Right.
And it was just, in my mind, this is probably the most perfect game on the Super Nintendo co-op-wise. I can't think of any other game I would just want to I'll cover that later. That's a question at a different time. Do you think you would have played this game to the end, if at all, by yourself? Say you were just sitting at home, you're like, man, I don't want to play Assassin's Creed again.
And I would say that why?
Do you just find yourself ever thinking, man, I want to play some Turtles in Time? Do you find yourself ever just popping it in and just playing it by yourself?
I haven't recently, but I love the game. I have played it for like a year straight as a kid. I'm sure my parents were very mad at me for that. But it was great, bringing friends into it. But, it was a great game from my childhood. Much more fun co-op, but there's so much to it.
And that's the reason I actually started the co-op campaign, was because these games are fun to play by themselves, but I find them much more enjoyable with another person.
I would agree.
Hence, co-op campaign. And I use my show as an excuse to bring my friends over to play really old games.
That's a really good excuse.
It is a good excuse. And then I can share it with people on here. Granted, we only have like one guy who talks to us right now. He's like, I'm glad to grab you guys. I'm like, yeah, I love that guy. I want to give him a hug.
You should.
Here I go.
We should just give out free hugs.
Yes, that should be at every video. At the beginning, I was like, okay, guys, come on, bring it in.
Bring it in, guys. Team meeting. Everybody gets a hug.
But I suppose my little rant didn't answer the question. Would I play this by myself? Yes. I have played this game a lot. And I do a lot, often. I'm just bored, and I'm like, I find myself like, man, I want to just beat the crap out of robot purple ninjas.
Oh my god, yeah.
And maybe some different color variations of them.
Exactly. That's what keeps me awake.
What can I do to do that? I know! I can just plug in my Super Nintendo, here we go! Alright, friendly fire. Was there any? And if so, was it a hindrance? If not, do you think that the game would have benefited at all from it?
I don't think there was any friendly fire. It was virtually inexistent.
Virtually, there was.
There was.
There was absolutely none. Virtually meaning it never existed.
Sometimes I kind of wanted to walk over and hit you in the head.
But
the game wouldn't allow me to.
This is why we're not friends. Get out of my house.
Okay. And I'm back.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's a lot of co-op games where they do have friendly fire in them. It makes it more real, I think, but I don't really like it. I mean, it's fun to beat the crap out of your friends every once in a while, but it makes it hard to get through the level. So I'm glad that there wasn't any in this game.
And boy, do I want realism in my game about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, you gotta make it a little bit real. I mean, just because you have flying bug robots, and lizard dudes.
That was Baxter Stockman. Hello.
I know. And
he's the one that made the Mousers.
You got a bull with a whip. Why not? Throw in some realism.
A bull with a whip? What?
You don't want to know how my Tuesday nights go.
I do. Alright, do you... What the hell? 3, 4, 6? That's not right.
Did you count wrong again?
1, 2, 3, 4, 6. How did I make that mistake?
There is no 5.
Okay, make sure I'm on the right question. Do you think the game should have been longer or shorter, or was it just the right length before it would become, like, tedious?
I think it was just the right length. I mean, looking at it compared to my childhood, I mean, I spent a year, probably 2, playing this game because I basically sucked. Now, I mean, this took us 26 minutes, so I think it really adapts to whoever's playing well.
I think that we're pussies. Because the reason we were able to rock through that is because I was like, I don't know, I want to get to the end. I'll give us 7 lives with our 4 continues.
And you still died in the second level.
I hate you so much. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But I think that if we had actually stayed with the 3 lives with the 4 continues, I think that we would have taken our time a little bit more. Wouldn't have rushed in. I think the game would have actually been longer.
Probably would have been more challenging.
Probably. And that's why I say we're pussies. But it's just, I still think it could have been a little bit longer. It's longer than the arcade version. Because the port added an extra level or 2.
Oh, yeah.
I think Neon Knight Riders was an added extra. No, I don't know. I just remember, I know that the Technodrome, the first Technodrome level wasn't there in the original arcade one.
Mm-hmm.
And Toka and Razor weren't there either. Those were added in the Super Nintendo port.
Yep.
But I still think they should have added another level. Maybe.
I don't know what else they could add.
I don't know. They're flopping around.
I kind of wish they had a Shredder and then Super Shredder battle. Like, they had one in the middle, but it was like him and a spaceship thingy.
For me, it was just like kind of like him, like Slash.
Yeah, yep.
Kind of like a Slash type one where we just got mowed down. I almost think that They should have put Slash right before Shredder.
Yeah, I would agree.
Kind of mow your lives down before you go and fight the final boss.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turns out to
Shredder
be
was
friggin' super.
easier.
Yeah, he was.
That Slash was ridiculous.
You know, he was ridiculous. It was just crazy.
Yeah, I left 5 lives on that battlefield. I think that was the most of any level, any point of the game.
Oh yeah, and just some of the enemies. We'll cover that in final thoughts. Would you put? Wait, hold on. I have 6 twice.
What number are you on?
I have 6 twice. I'm so confused.
All of a sudden, we're on number 28. I don't know how we got there.
we're on question 57.
Good job, Jace.
Shut up, disconnect. I'm gonna have to. Okay. Yes. So this is the real number 6.
I'm proud of you.
Math. I'm good at it. I swear.
2 plus 2 is
8. You're the math person here. You should have been correcting me. You should have been looking over my shoulder. You know I'd make mistakes.
Yeah, I thought it'd be more funny this way.
Saw me doing it. You're like, yeah, what a dumbass. If you were just sitting around with nothing to do, with a friend, would you recommend picking this up and playing it again? Like, say, I'm trying to figure out a nice way to word this. Say you and I were kissing each other on the couch and we're rubbing each other, and you're like, man, I'm bored. This is getting boring. Would you be like, let's play Turtles in Time?
I don't know if I'd want to at that point. So much going on. How did I get here? What was
Why
in that
is this
drink?
happening? Why am I enjoying it?
No, I think this is a great game. I was hoping, to play this again at some point, so I'm glad you called me up for this. But this is one of those games that you have to play on a nerd night. If you got your friends, you and your buddy, sitting around, eating Doritos, sipping on some Mountain Dew, nothing on the TV but chick flicks, pop in Turtles in Time.
They should
It's a
really,
great game.
They should really package Mountain Dew and Doritos
They
with the
absolutely
game.
should. They should make a keg of Mountain Dew.
A keg
They
of
probably
Mountain
have
Dew.
one,
You know what? It probably exists somewhere.
and I should get it.
Yes. But I mean, in all honesty, you wouldn't even get 5 chips into your mouth by the time you were at the end of this game. You wouldn't even be hit.
Depending on your skill level.
But yeah, I mean, I played this a lot of times.
Yep.
And
Same here.
even without someone to play with, I just found myself playing it. Mainly because I just felt like beating up robot purple ninjas.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man,
I just get that hankering.
yeah, I want to go do it right now. Go find some people in purple hoodies, just beat them up. We'll put green face on.
Wait a minute, we're friends. We should play it again.
You know what? Let's go! It's right here! The controllers are still sitting in front of us! We should
we're
really
back.
do it again.
Yeah, we really should.
We'll do it on the hard mode next time.
Okay, I'm down.
We'll give us as many
Probably
continues.
die on the first level.
We'll
this
give us
time.
as many continues and lives as we can and do it on hard! We'll probably still die.
Freaking Slash. Oh, Slash would be unbeatable on hard.
Oh my
That would be
god. He'd be like, hey guys, what's going on? We'd be like, oh, your breath!
Oh, you're hitting me. Oh, I'm gonna cover myself with metal. Oh, you're still trying to hit me. I'm going to kill you. And eat your soul.
Now, would you play this game again by yourself if there was achievements?
If there's achievements?
Wait, that already exists! So the one that came out in the PSN and Xbox Live Arcade, well, that was the arcade. It wasn't really the Super Nintendo port. That had achievements, and I did play that game by myself, just for the achievements. And then I was like, okay, I'm done. This is a piece of shit compared to the Super Nintendo one.
Achievements. I love achievements.
So you probably, even
I
without
would say
achievements,
yes
I
for
would
that.
probably still play it again.
Yeah, absolutely. I probably should grab it at some point. It's such a great game. I mean, I love playing on the Super Nintendo. Just having that control in my hand again, it's such a great feeling. Achievements would probably pull me in though.
Yeah. Like, I gotta get the trophies!
I hate it. I do.
Alright, now on
Achievements
to
and
final.
everything.
What? You still talking?
Yeah, I'm still
Are
talking.
you still talking?
I'm still talking.
Yes, I love this game. I want to have its babies. Final thoughts.
I hate mousers.
Mousers, yes.
They are terrible. They bite my hand. They make me want to kill stuff. I hate
To
them.
be fair, they aren't that challenging to beat. Challenging? They aren't that challenging to beat.
That's challenging. Introducing Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
No, I hate them. I mean, we got into that space level, and they pop out of the side there, and I was like, oh,
Was that the space level? I thought that
Why?
was the Technodrome.
is it Technodrome?
The Technodrome
They're all
had
in
them on.
space.
It all
of
looked
them.
like I was playing
They look
aliens.
the
They're
same thing
green.
to me.
Teenage Alien Ninja Turtles. Wait a minute. That's coming out in 2013.
I mean, mouses are terrible, but I love those little things that go around because they just beat the crap out of you. Those other metal things.
Yeah.
Ones on the
You
wheels.
love them.
They were
You
great.
were dodging them, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, lasers,
It
get
was
me!
terrible. I loved it. I was
like
like, why are you
leaping
walking in
into
front of them?
I was just dying over and over. I would die, I'd come back, I'm like, okay, I got full health.
Yeah.
They can't possibly kill me again. They hit me twice, I'm dead!
It's so much damage. They did
2
the most
hits?
damage in the game.
Probably!
crazy.
It's insane.
It was pretty insane. Other than that, I mean, the throwing guys at the screen, that was
Yes.
a great, innovative thing that they put into the game. And I think it was the first time they really introduced, the player, actually playing the
Yes.
game. Like, they're recognizing that someone's playing at this point.
I found that they kind of taught you, I don't know if I've covered this already. Could be from the previous take we took. That recorded none of your dialogue.
Not my fault. At all.
But I liked how they introduced, just like they were kind of taught you how to do the throw move by making you fight Shredder by throwing enemies at the screen. It would kind of force you to kind of learn that game mechanic. Jumping back to gameplay.
We're doing something with games?
Yeah, what the heck?
I was
real
not aware
life.
of this. What am I doing here?
Wow. But you're like, you throw him at Shredder, and he'd get hit, and that I found that was a good way to introduce that game mechanic into the game.
Yeah, that was really cool, definitely. I had a lot of trouble with it when I was a kid, I'm sure, because I was like, how the heck do I throw these guys? And I just go around hitting people
You just
until it
hit them, you
happens.
stun them, then you hold
Right.
towards the direction, then you hit your attack button again, it grabs and throws them on the screen.
Mm-hmm. It's really cool that they actually put that in so that you can do it on cue if you want to.
Yes, I got really good at doing it. I was able just to knock Shredder out in almost like under 10 seconds when I was a kid. I was just like, yeah!
Missed a big shot, knocking out
Yeah.
Shredder.
I beat Shredder in under 10 seconds! I'm bad.
I can't say anything. That probably took me a few minutes. That was terrible.
You must have been really bad.
It was really bad, actually. Him and Slash, they just killed
Man,
me.
I can't even imagine current gen games with you, man. It must take you hours and hours and hours.
You have no idea. That's why we do adventure.
Yeah.
Because it takes a while.
What? The music was probably, it's on par with like RPG type music. RPG music was meant to pull you in with the emotions of the scene and stuff like that. This was just badass kick butt music against, it was so good. And that's the reason I didn't like the Xbox Live version and the PSN version, because they don't have the rights to that music. Because all it was a variation of the Ninja Turtles main theme.
Right.
It had all the music. It was just like just different variations of it.
It was very iconic music. I loved it.
Yeah,
anything like that. Mega Man.
You and I were humming it
Fantasy.
while we were playing.
Yeah.
We were singing there like
Taking out the air guitar.
You could just go up like right now. You went up to the search bar and typed in Turtles in Time music, metal, or even just the regular music. You're gonna find people covered it with violins, piano, guitars.
So cool. So good.
It's just such a really good soundtrack. And they even were able to squeeze in a little bit of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Coming Out of Our Shelves live tour in there, where if you beat it on the hardest difficulty, you got Pizza Power, I believe the title of the song is called. It's a 16-bit rendition of it. Are you gurgling?
Yeah, I burped a little bit there.
Stop digesting in my room!
Sorry. I can't.
But yeah, I mean, the music was... I love the music. That's probably one of my favorite things about it.
Same here. Really added to the game, as it does with most games.
Yeah.
It just makes you want to beat the crap out of it. And this.
Yes.
Are
Are you done?
I am.
Well, that's all I could think of.
Let's talk about Neon Knight Riders.
Oh, Neon Knight Riders.
That was an awesome level.
It was, I think that might have, no, I think that wasn't the original arcade. I'm not exactly positive. But it showed what the Super Nintendo could kind of do. That was amazing looking at the time.
Absolutely. It really took me out of the game for a second. I mean, I'm sitting here beating the crap out of guys, and then all of a sudden I'm on a roadway going on these speedster things. beating the crap out of guys. Still, it's like I'm in a racing game now.
Yeah, it's
really
they
cool
did a
feeling.
very good job kind of spreading up your beating them up with other kind of just gameplay stuff. Because sewer surfing was the same thing.
Yep.
It was kind of like you did a bunch of beating up, going through the levels, and you had sewer surfing. What the heck is this? You're just kind of sliding through a level. You're beating up enemies that are kind of coming at you, but they're not necessarily attacking you.
Mhm.
But you can attack them and get points, and then they give you a score of how many foot soldiers or whatever you killed.
Yeah, didn't you get like 16 and I got 2?
I don't know. I got. Yeah, you had 2. I had plenty more than you did.
That was so bad.
It's like that was like the baseball analogy. You were the guy in front of me swinging and missing the ball, and I'm just knocking them out of the park behind you.
That was so bad. Yeah, I just kind of let you get stuff and jumped around, and I was being pretty.
You were being pretty?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
It was
why.
great.
That's why I was losing all the lives.
No, I love those kind of levels. I mean, it makes the game so that it can't be tedious. It's impossible to be tedious when you're always switching it up like
Yeah,
that.
you're switching up your different gameplay types, and I like that we fought Krang on those.
Mm-hmm.
Krang is pretty cool. I can't believe you did. You call yourself a turtle, so you didn't even know who Krang was.
Yeah, I couldn't
You're like,
remember
who's
his
that
name.
guy? And
I
I'm like,
couldn't remember
are
the
you
name.
dumb?
I don't know.
Why is he
It's been a
taking the
while.
Statue of Liberty? I don't know. Am I the director of the game?
Why would anybody take the Statue of Liberty, though? It makes no sense
He
whatsoever.
wants to have sex with it.
I
he wants
think
to
he's
see
gonna
what's
have
under
a
that
difficult
toga.
time with it.
He wants me to put that torch up his ass.
This is not gonna end well.
It never ends well when you have a torch up your ass. Is there anything else you want to cover?
I think that's all for me. Great game.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Go get it. If you don't have it, you better already have it.
You could, I think it's up on the Wii Virtual Console for about 800, whatever. I was
Not too
going to say
bad.
Microsoft points, but I'm pretty sure that Wii doesn't have Microsoft points.
No. Wait.
No.
No.
Yeah, so if it's not up on there, you could get the Xbox Live version or the PSN version. I don't recommend it. It's fun and all, but you just need to see if you can get a hold of the Super Nintendo version. You can buy the cartridges off eBay probably or Amazon.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Pretty cheap. I'm just glad I keep my crap around all the time. Get my pen!
Man down.
Man down!
Man down.
Okay, I got my pen. So stupid.
That was so gross.
Yeah. Well, that brings me to the end. Thank you for playing with me, Disconnected.
You're welcome. Glad to be here. Anytime.
You could keep an eye out for Disconnected's series. He'll be doing stuff up on the website soon. Our website is www.basementkings.com. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. I mean,
Do it.
I'm just kind of seeing who's the most popular, so then I can dump all my friends who know what he likes.
It's not gonna be me.
And, alright, I'll see you guys on the next campaign. BasementKings.com